Here I am with Jim, my buddy Jim. You've met Jim before, one of my neighbours from a bit further upriver from us in Cedro. And look at the bar. He's told me about the moose guard or bull bar or whatever you want to call it he's got on. Look at the size of that thing. I'll drop it. He's just going to drop this down and see the thickness of this. This is something else. This is a proper one. You know, you get your artificial one. I have my little... Look at the thickness of that. That is proper, is that? It really is.
Reinforced lower end.
Look, it's all reinforced down here. Look at this. It's just awesome. That is, you know, you see these other ones, some Mickey Mouse ones and things like that, that aren't going to stop anything. They're made of like confetti, but God, Jim, that is really something, is that?
Let me see, how many kilograms would 600 pounds be? It's what, 2.2, is it 2.2 kilos per pound, or is it 2.2 pounds per kilo?
Heavy.
Yeah,
quarter of a ton.
Bend your knees time.
So he's got to watch his weight on the front a little bit, but you can run heavier than 12 anyway now, can't you, with his tyres? 12.5, yeah, he can run. And then he's got the APU as well, so he can run a bit over and that. We are in Sturgis still. Look, Jim was only just down the road, and that was the concert the other day. Can you believe that was something else? So we're just going to hit the road. Jim's heading down to Florida. I'm heading home. So that's the score at the moment. Had a good catch up, and off we go. There we go, we're heading out. Good to have a catch up. It's got exactly the same trailer as me. I do like that truck, I really do like them. And it's not an international engine, obviously, it's the Cummins engine, is that 550. So it's got plenty of power in there. That international, they're still having trouble with those international engines. They're rolling stop here, Jim. Bye-bye Sturgis. Hopefully I'll be back for the rally. Well, I will, I'll make sure I am. Which is 2 weeks, so I've got 2 weeks and it's on for 2 weeks, so I've got a bit of a window. Slowly all turning up. Oh man, it's going to be mad. This year is, so I've been told, talking to the people, is going to be, if you want to see a huge gathering of Hell's Angels, this will be the year to do it at Sturgis. Because it's the 81st, 81 is significant of the Hell's Angels because of, I hope he slows down on that. Easy, Tiger. 8 and the 1 is H and the A in the alphabet. H being the 8th letter in the alphabet. 1 being the first letter. 81, and that's on the cuts. And there's also another rumour going round, but I'm not going to let that one out yet until it actually happens. Yeah, the Hells Angels do have a house here, actually, right just off Main Street. And they have one of the big tattoo parlours here as well. So there's always a big gathering of them. But this year especially, apparently they're going to be coming from all over the world. That'll be something to see. It's funny, it's only a real little town. He's well chuffed with that new bull bar. He likes that. This is where I usually get parked, down the side of McDonald's when the rally's on, because that car park that I was in is absolutely chock-a-block down there. You can't, you can't get, well, I won't get down there, I don't think. So I usually just park at the top here and manage to get into one of these. So here's us turning off and Jim's going the other way. His CV ain't working, so we can't. Well, he can hear me, I think. Catch you later, Jim. Have a good trip. His microphone's broke. He can hear, but he can't transmit. So, right, as I promised, I'll tell you a little bit. Let's have a look at nice little scenery through here. I'll tell you a wee bit about the duck, the convoy duck, because it's quite a story. It really is. How that actual one has had such a life, it's unbelievable, really. I'm being really geeky here. I don't know all the facts. I need to go back and see Anthony again. He's invited me back. I need to know a few bit more about it and be a real anorak. So it started off, there was 4 of the trucks, yeah? 4 of the convoy trucks. One of them, like I said, mentioned before, one of them, 2 of them got wrote off totally. One got actually left in the river because they didn't have any money. The last scene where it fell over and went off the side of the bridge and blew up. That trailer that Anthony's got there, it was all hollow inside, you saw in the video. That was meant to have been blown up, but they never blew it up. That was built obviously for the show. It's never been a tanker, it's just the outside, the skeleton. The other truck, so there's 2 remaining trucks. One has disappeared up to Canada, last time seen, on the back of a low loader, to a haulage company. And that doesn't seem to have made it back onto the road or anything, so they must have known what they were buying it for, obviously, because the serial number, they wouldn't have come all this way just to buy any random Mac, I wouldn't have thought. So there you go. So the one remaining one down here on the road, the original one, they know it's all that because of the VIN numbers and things like that. Because Anthony's managed to get hold of all the, basically the manifest of all the bits and pieces that were registered in the vehicles and stuff like that. And there was one big collector apparently in the beginning when the show finished, and he bought basically everything, all the props, the lot, everything they didn't want to go back to California, they couldn't be bothered to take back to California. Bear in mind they ran out of money, so there are a lot of stuff left, you know. Even the car that the copper went through the sign and everything like that, what's his name, Lyle Wallace, is it Lyle? Yeah, Wallace, not Wallace, just Lyle, I can't remember. Anyway, they even bought that one and all different, all other parts of shit did this guy. Anyway, so from there, it's a bit of a mystery how it got out of his little grasps, and then it ended up going to be a cement mixer, which is really bizarre. So it got the sleeper bit taken off and a cement mixer slapped on the back. They didn't have to cut the frame or stretch or anything, it just sat straight on the there, and it was painted like a sandy brown, desert brown. And then it lived its life like that for a while, and then all of a sudden it ended up back in the scrapyard again. Bear in mind it was in the scrapyard I think for a while before that as well. So it ended up back in the scrapyard, thinking its numbers were up and that was it. How somebody found it in the scrapyard when it was painted brown with no sleeper on it and knew it was the convoy truck is beyond me. That is just a massive needle in a haystack. How they found that out, I don't know. It must have been just word of mouth, that. So out of the scrapyard it came, somebody bought it, restored it all, put the sleeper back on it, painted it all up, did all the dog's danglies on it and put it back to its original state. And luckily enough, that guy happened to be going by the scrapyard as well. I don't know if it's the same scrapyard or whatever. Saw the trailer sat back there, just saw the trailer sticking out somehow he caught it out the corner of his eye. This is how the story goes. Swung round, went in, saw it was the definite of the trailer, because there aren't any other trailers like that, and bought it. Got the trailer, hooked it back up, so they were reunited again. So then it stayed in this other man's possessions for quite some years before Anthony bought it. Anthony had been after it for a lot of years. Every now and then he was telling me he wouldn't sell it, but he knew the bloke but didn't really know the bloke. But after about 4 years of backwards and forwards emails, he sort of got to know the bloke, the man. But it was a little bit of a clique. There was about 4 or 5 people all in with this clique that knew the guy who owned it. In different parts of the States as well they lived. And Anthony knew a couple of these other guys. And he was telling him about he won't sell it, because he wouldn't sell it at first, wouldn't the collector? He wouldn't sell it. And he had it for quite some years, and Anthony just kept selling him an email now and then, every 6 months. Do you still want to sell the truck? Do you still want to sell the truck? No, not yet, not yet. And I think he said it was 2011. It might have been after that, I can't remember now. Oh no, he said he had it 6 years. So it can't have been. Anyway, what happened was he got an email off the guy telling him that he can have it, basically, or a phone call. He rang him up. I'll sell you it. Wow. Apparently at this time Anthony told me it was rock bottom. It might have been 2011 when the depression hit and what have you. And things weren't doing too well over here. They weren't doing too well in England and everywhere at that time. But he wanted it, obviously, but he told him, I haven't got any money. Bear in mind, this guy doesn't really know Anthony. He just knows of him, and he knows he's dedicated, wants this truck. And the actual owner, the collector, doesn't want it to, obviously didn't want it to go to just anybody. He wants somebody who's going to look after it. So obviously he chose Anthony, because there was quite a few other people in the market to buy this truck, and there always will be. It's the most famous truck in the world, you know, it's got to be. So Anthony the guy said to him, well, how much have you got? He said, I haven't got any money to him, obviously. He said, how much have you got? He said, I can give you 1,000 now, and the rest of the balance I'll give you on the 6th of noon on the 6th of June. How cool was that? And he did. He paid in the balance. So this bloke said, come and get it, take it, give me the 1,000, give me whatever you've got, and take it and give me the balance whenever. That's absolutely brilliant, isn't it? How trustworthy is that? And they then obviously paid him up the full balance, which I ain't going to disclose. That's up to Anthony to tell people if he wants to tell people. But I think it was a fair price. I think it's a good price. Probably wives or partners wouldn't agree with a good price. That's a different matter, isn't it? But there you go. There's a little background into it, and I'm still buzzing about having to, about being able to go in it and that. And hopefully I'll be going back again. Here we are. Crack on. We're, where are we? We're just coming over the 212. This is my little shortcut that I come across through start of Montana on the east side, mid-east, midwest, whatever you want to call it, actually, just out of South Dakota. I've got 960 miles to go. So we're steady away, we're in no real rush. I don't have to be there till Tuesday, as I said. It's the whole lot on the move. The whole shebang, the hospitality unit, the grain trucks, and they had a fuel tanker as well back there, and there's got to be a John Deere. No, runs like a deer. It's a fancy pants one, isn't it? He's find that gear, son. Find that gear. They're all in there. Uh-oh, is he still running? Yeah, he's still going. Come on, Bess. Let's have this last one as well. Come on, come on. Do I change gear? Do I not? Yes. Run out of lane soon. This is the only mountain I've had to chain up twice on. Silly little mountain. He's pulled off. Oh, car transport stopped. It's a silly place to stop. We're running hot though. We're running hot. Shit. Like I mentioned before, if she's running hot like that, turn your heater right up, turn the aircon off and everything like that. I'm fully loaded. That should come down. Oh, come on! hot out there. It's 38, like, but she is. I've been having a bit of problems just lately. She's been running quite hot. It's not problems, but it's, I'm just keeping an eye on it. She's running very close to the red. Let's have a look, see what oil we're at. We're at just over 110 on the oil. It's hot in here now. It runs usually just above the in between the 100 and 110 around that area as a rule with the oil. Obviously it's going to go up, going up there with the heat. She's going down now. But like that. It has used a bit of holy cow, that was hot with having the heater on for a while. She has used a bit of water just lately. So I'm really keeping an eye on it. I just topped it up again this morning, and I've had to top it up a couple of times now with oil. It's just hit the 400,000 today, 400,120 now. But it's never ever all the time I've had it used oil at all. Never had to fill it up in between services. But it's just started to drink a little bit. So we'll be close watch on that. Let's hope it's just with the really hot temperatures. I'm trying to pour part into the straws. We'll keep an eye on it. They ain't going to get better. You can't just leave things like this, you know. It ain't going to get better. Really have a look at it. I can't see any leaks on mine, and I got it power washed the other day. So I got the engine power washed rather as well to see, so I can see if there's any fresh stuff anywhere. Here's the rest of the tribe waiting for their buddies over the hill. So if they came out on the harvest work, that's what you'd be driving. You'd be with these kind of team. It is hard work, that harvest work. If anybody applies for that and comes out, don't expect to be a walk in the park and going off gallivanting about and stuff like that. You will work. You will fucking work. But it'll be a hell of an experience. This is a good spot if you're passing, and if these people are parked right, these dumbasses in their RVs, I might be able to get in here. They've got buffalo burgers in here. Can't beat a bit of buffalo burger. This is some Custer's Battlefield. Custer's Battlefield. There you go. There's all your Indian malarkey in here, and all your they're parked right across the dumb entrance. Would you believe it? Is that yours? Is that yours? There you go. Light shines on Marble Dawn. Hey love, I've parked right across this here entrance and the truck wants to get in. Goodness gracious. Here, we'll park over at this entrance and then we'll be alright there. Oh well. Bless them. When you're ready, Seamus. Anyway, yeah, we'll have a look inside. I may suggest not doing this in winter. It might be a bit boggy on here, but in this time of year, you know, you're all right. Everybody has to park just awkward, don't they? They can't just get it. Right. Maybe they weren't expecting big truck coming in. Oh, we've just got enough room. Look at that. Oh, right. Oh, heck. Oh, give the little blue car a little love tap. That was a close one, wasn't it? Look at that. Oh, we've missed. Corner. There we go. Little look where he's parked. Would you believe it? He's parked over the other side, so when I come out, he's gonna have to. Oh, he's going. What a star larker. Oh, hey. Tell you what, love, we'll hire one of them campers and go on holiday. It'll be fun. I've driven a van before, I can do it. He's gonna bottom out there. He's gonna bottom out. He's gonna fucking stick that exhaust straight into that dirt. Oh my god. Bloody hell. Watch me back, love. She'll be sat on the toilet saying, yeah, you're alright, go on, go on. I'm getting lots of people in here. So look, this is the main bit. I think I've done a video on this before. That's just all your trinkets, your t-shirts and malarkey and stuff like this. But this is the real McCoy in here. They've got these rugs that I really like. The art's going to be spendy because they're genuine Indian ones, Native Americans. But they are proper quality. You know, if you're going to buy one, you've got to buy one of these. Not the imitation jobby like I've got. But they just feel totally different. They're real heavy. Real heavy weave on them and everything. They get ras.
Like pull this out, those are the women that made it right there. They're shiprock.
Wow, you heard it there. Look at them in shiprock.
This is a.
I've done a lot of the videos through shiprock.
This is like a third phase Chiefs blanket, Chiefs robe.
And how much is that one?
These are this is a contemporary one, and this would have the style of about 1860s and 70s.
Yeah.
Highly desirable up in even this country.
Yeah.
You see a lot of old pictures, plains Indian.
It is, like I say, guys, this is really some of it.
This is the real McCoy right here. And let's see, we got a price on there. I believe we're looking at about $3,500.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought. So there you go, like, guys, $3,500, but it is something else, is that?
Yep. All in Gora wool, just for...
Oh, look, the gentleman's even modelling it here. Brilliant, I really like that, thank you.
You bet.
We've got all sorts of other things here. You've got all your purses, handbags and different stuff like that. It's really...
That's Pendleton from Oregon.
From Oregon, yeah?
Pendleton Woolen Mills.
Okay.
This is what we sell to the locals here.
Yeah.
One of the largest producer, one of the top 10 in the nation.
Yeah?
In the world, actually is.
Okay.
Selling Pendleton.
Huh.
Native Americans use them for everything.
Yeah.
Giveaways, college.
I did notice this, moving down here, this, and I thought this was a really good price. Buffalo hide. 1,850. I think that's pretty good actually. That's full size, that full buffalo hide is that. That really is nice. Is that? I don't think that's bad at all. This one, I don't know how much this one will be. Probably an absolute fortune, but this is really nice. Look at that. This is a buffalo hide and then it's all been painted right round and everything all inside. That is cool. That gets the Vernon cool thing. And look, we've got a load of old knives, bow and arrows.
Medallions. However, we do have
and your maybe your witch doctor's thingies.
We do have old.
Odd Custer caught one of these bad boys, didn't he? Eh? He thought, well, shoot him, we'll be right. Didn't think properly, did he? Buggers would probably be all poofing on one of these or something, maybe. How much is a peace pipe? Peace pipe. Jesus, 24 bucks. Don't need a pipe. Don't need a pipe. Don't need a tomahawk, maybe. I need a tomahawk. Anyway, moving on. I've got knives as well. I saw some knives up here. Look, some moccasins. Fancy jacket. Think I could pull that off? That'd go with me flip-flops and socks, wouldn't it? It's a fancy back shaker, back scratcher. And twizzly things, tea things, or whatever things. That's fancy. I could really do that, couldn't I? Oh yeah. Oh bless him, it's fallen down over his head. I had touching it before. Fall all over. Your dream catchers? Oh my god, I used to have a huge one in my Spanish wagon in the window. Dream, meant to purify your dreams or something or other. These are pretty snazzy. Yeah, they can stay snazzy. Maybe we could get a feather. Oh, look, I just noticed this. Look at that. Look how cool that is. That is the real McCoy. That's the deal. Pretty cool place, actually. Oh, the buffalo burger was spot on. Really nice. Little spendy. Touristy thing, innit? But yeah, it was good buffalo burger. As buffalo burgers go, it was good. And look, we've even got a wigwam over here. Well, let's go have a look at the wigwam. This video and touristy thing is really getting in the way of my work is really getting in the way rather than me actual touristy thing. It's getting a bit. Maybe I'll have to retire from one of them. Look, we've got a lookout. I'd love one of those in my garden. An old carriage. But even something like that rackety old thing, that'll go for about 10 grand or something. Oh, that's disappointing. I thought I was going to go up the top. Oh, I can if I can climb up there. What's the chance of... Oh, gosh. This is going to hurt, isn't it? I can see this now. Oh, man. It's better be worth it. Fuck. If I come down, I've got to come down again. I'll tell you what, I'm not going to really bother with that one. You're just going to have to go. No. Nope, that's not happening. No, draw a line there. We'll just do a wigwam instead, eh? That looks a bit safer. Hell of a view, though. This is just off the res when you get up onto the road there and a bit further past the casino there. A little bit further on, then you're out of the reservation then. That's where Battle was, a little bit further up. Well, this looks like this looks like a cheating one. Ow! Fuck. What do you do? Well, you get the general gist. We stayed in one, it's pretty cool actually. There's a few dotted about all over you can stay in and that. It's quite nice. There you go, onwards we go. This is obviously where our parks is where the all the workers park and that. And this, there you go. There's a top view of the place. I've noticed this on all reservations. I don't think that they have to have an MOT or anything on the vehicles on reservations. Somebody, I think it was Steph that was telling me. Steph knows everything. You remember? You don't actually have to have insurance as well, as long as you're on the reservation. And looking at some of the driving standards, you know, there's good and bad everywhere. Some of them don't look as though they can actually have to pass the test either. They really do. You know, I know it's stereotyping and you shouldn't, but good God, a lot of them do not seem to take any care of the vehicles whatsoever. I'm going to have to get moving. This is so hot out here. That whole reef is rattling like mad. Let's get it moving and cool it down a bit. So here I am. I'm just coming up over the Rockies now. It's a bit of a struggle over here, fully loaded, and if you can make out how smoky it is, it's bloody horrible. Look at it. There's a forest fire going on down. They happen every year over here. It's just a norm. Oregon seems to get quite a lot, and there's a forest fire down there at the moment that's on the east side of Oregon. Something like 200 miles square of forest fire. Just to give you an inkling on how big this place is, you know, compared to England and places. It's freaking huge, it really is. So, but Oregon is, from where I am now, is probably something like 300 mile away. It's the direct route, maybe 200, 300 mile away. And the smoke travels that far, it really does. But you've got 200 miles of fires, you're going to get a lot of smoke. Hopefully they'll try and get it under control, or some sort of control or something, but this isn't very nice. It's a beautiful part of the world, is this, as you come up through the Rockies. This is the Continental Divide. It's where my clock's changed. We're back onto Western time now, my own time. And it's still warm out there. It's still 30 degrees at 8 o'clock at night. So we'll do a little bit more. There's no point in it. I've got a few hours left. I've got 3 hours left. That's one thing you can do, you see. When you're doing coast to coast, a long distance, when you know, I've done it back in 5.5 days. I will have done it, I mean, I can do it in 5 days, but that's really pushing it if you do it in 5 days. That extra half a day, then you're cutting your days down to 550 mile days. You try and do that extra 650s and things like that. You haven't really got a lot of time to be doing anything. You've got to drive, stop, you know, sleep, get on, 10 hours off minimum and go. I've been able to have 11 hours off, do things, spread your full day out as well, use your full 14 hours, do something in between, otherwise it's going to get really boring. Even though it's a long way going coast to coast, 3,500 miles, it is pretty repetitive as well. Obviously it's all the same road every time. Obviously the change of scenery, deserts, different parts, and that mountains, Rockies such as this, and it's an ever-changing scenery throughout my office window. But it's still nice to get out and get a wander about, like I've done today. I've done the Indian reservation, and obviously met up with Jim this morning and didn't set off till like 9 o'clock. So it's been a good day. Like I say, it's no need to try and cram it all in and get finished straight away and then just go straight to sleep. Do something in the day. And I fueled up, so I won't need to fuel up again tomorrow. That's me until I get all the way home now, which is good. I'm a bit concerned about the tyre tearing off, so I'm going to call into the Loves in the morning and get them to turn that tyre around and get a quote on some shocks. Then probably have an argument with the boss about whether we should change them or not. It is his truck. We'll see. We'll see tomorrow. That's about it for tonight. Couple of hours, another 120 miles or something will kick out. That should get me down to Missoula, where there is the Loves in there. So if I can get it over to there and then stop, I'll be I won't have to start my clock until they get the work done, if I get some work done on it. So I won't have to start my clock, because I aren't really bothered what time I start tomorrow. Well, I am, obviously, in reason. I don't want to be working all night, but I can park in Safeways actually at the depot, at the destination. So if you can park at the destination And I will get probably in about 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, but it will be much more earlier than my booking time of 8 o'clock. This is usually a gorgeous view when you come out the other side of here. Not tonight. At least my temperature's not running right up anymore. She's staying down now. So we're down to 26 now on top of the hill. Oh, bloody kite weather. Get me big kite. Definitely socks and flip-flops, that's for sure. Can't see what all the hatred towards me socks and flip-flops is. Just such a weird rock formation. Here we go, we're about over. We'll start rolling again. Down the other side. Good morning to you. So here I am, I'm over the west side of Montana. I was going to go get the, what day is it? Hang on a minute, Steve. It is Monday, 19th of July, 9 o'clock in the morning. Bit of a late one. I hung about. I went to see the mechanics to see if they could turn my tyre on, but typical loves, you know. It is handy that they're all over the place, the tyre places and the mechanics and stuff like that, but my God, they do take the bloody time to do things, some of them. But I suppose if you're going to pay minimum wage, you don't exactly get super enthusiastic people. But that's the world over score, isn't it? Anyway, they told me it was going to be 2.5 hours. I looked in the garage, they had one truck in there with 2 bays. It's like, I tell you what, fucking forget it. If you're telling me it's going to take 2.5 hours, and you got people stood outside smoking and stuff like that, just to get me in, how long is it going to take to do the bloody thing? Yeah, I ain't got time for that shit. The tyre's not too bad. I'll show you the tyre later when I stop. So I'm going to press on another 150 miles. It would get me home, but I'd prefer just to get it done now. I know it's done, so that's the score. I know I'm there with it, kind of thing. And I don't want to really go up to the yard when I get home because I'm going straight out camping with it. Anyway, look at this here. It's a bit shitty at the moment. This is lovely through Montana. And then I get into Idaho and into Washington, so I've only got one more state in between and I'm home, into home state. The smoke is everywhere. It is all over. There's a lot of fires going on this year already, and you know, it's fact of living in long, dry, hot summers with a lot of brush and stuff like that, and deserts. Them fires whip up, and you know, it's not uncommon to have 200-mile blazing fires going, which is like going on at the moment. It's shit. So you get this fog that'll carry for hundreds of miles. It'll just hang over the place and what have you. 45 minutes, Huckleberry Milkshake. Oops, got all excited, nearly went off. Huckleberry Milkshake, I'll be stopping there. It'd be rude to go straight past, wouldn't it? There was a billboard back there, that's what threw me. I wasn't just going psycho and just burbled it out there. Yeah, so I'll get on. I've only got 450 miles to do today, and that's into Safeway, so I'll try and get in and get it done, get him to look at it. I ain't going to mess about changing the shocks or having the argument with the boss discussion or anything. I'm just going to change the shock and change the tyre and leave it at that, call it good, and see what progresses from there. If I can't get it done, I will have to go straight up to the yard and leave everything up there and leave it with them to do, and go back up on maybe Sunday when we get home and do it, because we're having a few days off. We're heading to the coast, obviously. I don't want to go camping in this shit and bring the family over to the east side. It's bloody horrible, isn't it? So we'll head to the coast. I think we're going down the Redwoods or something like that, which is going to be fun. Here's the, I just missed them actually, the first responders, the firefighters are all out. Huckleberry Milkshake time! There's the fast, look at them coming down out the mountain. They're brave people fighting them fires out every year. How do I get round the back of here? Oh, there we go. It's nice this, they've got a little parking area for the trucks and obviously trailers and stuff like that. So it's spot on in this little area of town. Quite a few towns have got parking areas for trucks and things like that, the little villages and what have you, which is good. Whoa, man, that's some bump in there, isn't it? There hasn't been a truck in there and just spun it round in the car park there. But obviously today there will be a truck in there, so I won't be spinning it round. And I'm really heavy, so I don't really. We need more room. When you're heavy, use all the room you can, don't tighten it up and whatever, you're going to wear them tyres out. And if you do it too hard, you will pop a tyre off the rim. Mark my words. There's only so much that pressure will take if you try and spin it. So here I am, it's Legacy I think it's called, the town here, in Montana, just off the 90, and look what I've got. Obviously I've got the Huckleberry milkshake. You know I can't pass here without getting one of these bad boys. I'm just going to chill out here on the rocking chairs, doing my thing as you do, and pass a bit of time away before I set off again and head towards the coast. Like I say, not that far now and everything. One of the many great things about America that I really love, the majority of places where you chill out and stuff, there's always some music playing, and it's usually, majority of the time, country rock, which obviously, as you know, I really love and like that. So we've got Jack and You Top and stuff. I'm enjoying my Huckleberry milkshake. I'll catch you with you all later. So the milkshake has finished, and crack on. I call it St. Ledger, didn't I, or something or other like that. It's St. Regis, this is, on the west side of Montana, nestled in the hills. This is just basically the other side of Lookout Pass. I'm just about to go into the mountains as I come out of here. There's a way scale, and then I start heading over the mountains, over Lookout Pass, and then over 4th of July. It flattens out a little bit, then you get 4th of July, another mountain range. Very pretty. Very touristy, very busy today. A lot, but like everywhere in the world, everybody out on the road in summer, a hell of a lot of camping. People go camping and stuff like that, you know, it's really is. You're from New York, so you don't get to come out because you won't let anybody else out, so why should I let you out? New Yorkers don't give an inch to anybody. So when you see a license plate in New York, it's like, nope, sorry.
Turn right on I-90 West.
But it's all moving, even though there's plenty of people about. Well, you know, we can, you know, I don't get it. I really don't get how, you know, if this was Devon or Cornwall, I know the roads are a lot smaller and stuff like that, but even if you had half the amount of people, it would be total gridlock. Same in gridlock? Gridlock. It's like a filter lane. You know, we've got a lot of traffic out at the moment. We've got a filter lane, we've got one lane shut down, so you've only got the one lane running. Everything just flies into it. I don't have to, it's very, very rare, unless I'm over by East Coast on one of the cities, that I have to think, oh, there's roadworks there, I'll have to set off early in the morning because it's down to one lane, like such as on the A1 or something like that in England. I can just, a bit of off-road in there. I can just go with it, luckily. I always want to stay at this motel on the right. I don't know why. It just looks really, really grotty. Little huts and stuff like that. Looks like it might be fun. And off we go. Where's the scale? The scale's a little bit further up the way. Well, this is me divide. Look at that. Look at that. This is right the middle of Washington basically. This is divide between east and west. When we get over this here river, that is the river. I can't remember. Is that Columbia or Columbia or something or other? Goes on forever and ever. Check this for a little rest area. I like to pull in here. I'll have a bit of snap, have a cup of tea. It's 5 o'clock, so it's tea time. You check this out. There's nothing in it. It's only just like a little walkabout, but I like to pull in here. It is nice. It's 36 Betty Swallocks degrees. I might actually stay on top of the mountain tonight rather than dropping down into Seattle, but if I get ever closer it should cool down towards the coast. We'll see what the temperature is when we get over there. It's only 144 miles to go. 1 mile to scenic view. Oh, desert time. I got my wheel spun round in the Loves, which I didn't do any videoing while I was in there because it's tearing off at one side as the front, one of the front steers, because it wasn't very memorable because I had a bit of a hissy fit, like a real diva. It changed my wheel. It left the goddamn thing all fucking oily and greasy. I'd been for a shower, come back, and it was all greasy and shitty on the wheel, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? So I had a fit on the young buck and got to clean it off and everything to the bit he did. Oh, this looks a bit busy in there. Yeah, I ain't gonna go in there. Forget that, I'm gonna get stuck in there and not get out. Let's just fly by. Maybe another day, see where they're all parked, that white truck, that's it. Oh no, I could have done. Bollocks, boo, bash, bollocks. Could have got spun round, never mind. Never mind, it'll always be there. Look at that though, isn't that beautiful? Every time I come down it like gives me goose pimples. Nearly home when I get here. Got to be one of the prettiest places in the world. Doesn't look real. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up. It looks false. It looks like you're just looking basically at a picture. That water will be nice and warm actually. Go down there further. If the boat launch isn't too busy, I can get in there. Let's see what time we've got. I've got 5 hours and it's 2.5 hours, so I've got a couple of hours. 2.5, 5. No, I haven't really. The boat launch doesn't look very busy. We might be able to get in there. Let's have a look when we get over the river. The launch is nice and empty, so we're going to fire it in there. That's the boat launch where that biggish shed is there to about 1 o'clock. Oops, we're wobbling about all over. Midweek, I'm surprised with kids being off school. What's going on? Why isn't there anybody in there? I'm getting on. There's a little swimmy area there as well. There's nobody. They don't. Usually, well, towards the weekend, it gets absent towing trailer vehicles. That's mwah. You can get parked down here, which is nice, isn't it? And there we go. So let's go for a little swimmy swim. I think. It'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? So we are down at the water and it is proper. It is really nice, seriously. So I'm going to It'd be rude not to go for a little swim in it. This is excellent, isn't it? This is right off the freeway. Just pull straight in there, trucker, swimming, and nobody's about. Can't believe the campsite's absolutely empty as well. That's the campsite bit up there. And this is me down here. Absolutely lovely, love it, love it. Living the dream, yeah? Can't beat this. I've got a couple of hours spare, so, you know, I can afford to go swimming for a little bit. And then crack on again. Like I said, there's no point in getting to the place where listen to the Jake brake on that. There's no point in getting there early because there isn't there. I ain't going to get to it till tomorrow morning. What's the point of rushing over there, sat there, when I can be chilling here and going for a little swim? Catch you all later. Before I get right in, look how clear it is. Isn't that amazing? That'd be proper clear. This is a little swimming area bit, which is nice, isn't it? Cornered off. Like a lot of the lakes, you need your rubber shoe things, which I've left up in the truck. You know, your lake swimming things. They make it a lot comfier. I've just gone straight in with flip-flops. So let me just finish off where I'm having the orange. Like I said before, if you're somewhere like this and you can take advantage of it, get out there and use it, you know. Break up your day and get out. It'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? Go for a swim. It's not for everybody. Not everybody likes going swimming. I love going swimming. Especially, you know, this time, just get in there. It has to be hot for me though. It has to be warmed as the water. If it's cold, I ain't going in past my knackers, that's for sure. But that is just right now. So I'll be going definitely again. This is the first time this year that I've been, when I've been in the truck. Obviously I went with Steph and Jack when we were camping, but make the most of it, that's what I'm saying. Just get out there and use the things that are around you. It's not just here as well, it's Spain, other places and stuff like that. I've managed to go swimming and what have you. It's not just swimming, basically, you know, it's all sorts of things you can do. You really can. Just plan your route first, work your route out, see what there is en route to go to, and do it. Simple as that. Doesn't give a knack what happens in the middle from A to B. As long as your delivery gets to where it's going, who gives a fuck, you know? Get out there, get out the bloody tin box. I think this is just such a cool sight. Not the great big crane there. This huge great flag, the big American flag. I think that looks absolutely brilliant. It's extremely windy now. I've got over the west side. All of a sudden the wind picked up and it's buffering about all over. Should be right when we got to the top of the mountain, around the big lake. We'll be okay then. We'll get into the shelter at the bottom of the mountain. This is because you've got all your plains and your desert just coming out of the desert basically. Wow, it's windy. Do you think I'm fully freighted? I'm 882. Yeah, easy for me to say. I'm 80,000 pound, 40 ton. I love the fact that Americans are extremely proud to be Americans, even if a lot of them don't like their government. They're always arguing about the government and things like that. There's always going to be, it doesn't matter who's in, there's always going to be arguments. But they're still extremely proud of their country and everything. So I think that's really cool. So you'll see flags everywhere. Like lots of people have them outside their houses and stuff like that. Which I know English and are extremely proud of being British. We all are. But we don't see the flags anymore, which is sad to see. And I hear these people saying, oh, you can't fly them, you're not allowed to fly them. I think that's bullshit. I've never actually heard somebody who has said to me, oh yeah, the local council came round and said I had to take my Union Jack down on my St George's Cross. They've always heard this silly media bullshit. Oh, somebody had to take one down. Somebody's friend of the next door neighbour's friend who had a dog and they sold it to somebody. Well, it was them who bought the dog. They had to take the flag down. Look, let's get the flag up. There they are, the beautiful Cascade Mountains. Isn't that something? Oh man. And this is Snoqualmie, the one I can't pronounce, Snoqualmie Lake. That's the mountain there. I love this mountain. It's a challenge, is this mountain, it can be in winter. You just come past the chain up area, which is a gentle reminder. Not far away, and we'll be slinging chains again, but that's part and parcel of it. Yeah, it's a challenge, this one. The run down the other side is pretty steep. I've chained up on this one a good, right back at the scale, which has got to be, man, how far is that going to be? It's got to be 20-25 miles back before you get to the top. I've chained up. Coming west before, me and Richard a couple of years back. Right back there we were. Unbelievable. That's how bad the weather can, that's how high we are here, and the weather can get that far back. Which is, as a rule, I don't like, well, not unless I have to. I won't chain up on the flat. I totally begrudge chaining up on the flat. It's just, it ain't happening. I don't want to do it. How pretty it looks tonight though. It's 7:30, so sun's just going down. Bit of a charge to get up the hill. Got 24 degrees, so it's not bad. Like I say, once you get over this mountain, that's me into just south of Seattle, which is a nice time. You know, the traffic's not going to be there now. It'll be straight in, and I can get parked out right outside the place. These Cascades are the best looking mountains, they really are. Got all this chain up parking, chain up parking. This hasn't been built long. This is about 2-3 years, just as I started building this. Maybe just over 3 years now. I extended all this road and this lovely big chain up area, which is really good actually. You know, it's well off the freeway. Some of them are right next to the freeway, which is bloody horrible when you got slush and shit and you're trying to chain up when other trucks are going past with the chains clanking away. You know, it's pretty dangerous. Them chains can come off if somebody doesn't know how they're putting them on properly. One of them comes off, it's going to hurt if it whacks you on the noggin or anywhere. So you got, this is all floodlit as well, so that's really nice. Just hanging out there right at the top, well, in that little alcove there. They had a good year for the snow this year for the skiing. They had plenty of it. Year before they didn't have that much. It didn't come till later on in the season. They were actually on about bringing snow in. How weird that sounds, I know. Shipping some snow into the ski resort. Isn't that beautiful? I get paid to drive past this 2 or 3 times a month. This is where there's a trail I want to do that goes quite far actually. I'm going to hopefully get it done before the end of summer this year. I've done all the top ones over the top of the mountain up there, and all those right to the top. The ski resort and what have you, but then there's some that drop down this bottom side and head basically over towards Stevens Pass. I think you can get right through. That's where your wolf packs are, somewhere out there in the middle. And down we go. This is a long big old slope. This is basically a good 30 mile plus of downhill, maybe more. It's a gradual slope coming up the other way, but hell, it is some long one coming down. Definitely makes your ass twitch when it's snowy coming down here. I'll leave you with that thought. Good morning to you. Look at this. It is 20th of July. July the 20th. And here I am just south of Seattle. And Safeway's unloaded. It was an 8 o'clock delivery. I came and checked in at 6 o'clock. I got here last night, like you said. And they've already unloaded me. Happy bloody days. I can't believe it. Couldn't happen at a better time, obviously, because I'm going on holiday. When I get rid of this, get straight home, boom, 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 and home. So I'm going to hit the traffic around Seattle, so it's going to probably cost me an extra hour or so, but it is what it is, you know. I'm out there early, so that's the bonus, you know what I mean? Always when you get unloaded off the bait, make sure they put your bars back in. Good quality, always make sure. Some places, look, empty, total empty. Some places they won't, hang on, I don't even know what I'm saying, do I? Some places they check the top of your hinge as well to make sure that's in. Some places load with the back doors shut. Don't load with the back doors shut, that would be absolutely stupid, wouldn't it? They, you back up to the bay and they open the door from the inside. And some places I've been to, they'll seal it as well from the inside. If that happens, to make sure you have your bars in, just about all fridges, trailers and stuff like that, well, mainly fridges, not other trailers, curtains and things like that, you have a little floppy thing. Just pull yourself up and have a look to make sure your bars are in there if it's sealed. This isn't, obviously, because I'm empty. Just don't lose your bars. They're not cheap and you'll need them in the next load. So there you go, there's your sealing to look at. They don't really bother about that. So that's me out of here. So that's it, guys, end of a trip, another trip. I don't know, was it 8,000 mile or something ridiculous? Took me a little bit over. It's 1 week and a day, 2 weeks and a day over. I usually like to be away. Just emptied the truck out. Steph's come to pick me up. There's the wife. Look, she's packed all up. Is that resting bitch face, Mum?
No, I'm smiling.
It's happy face. She's packed everything up and come straight up to the yard to meet me. We've got the bicycles. She's got everything strapped on. She's a good egg, isn't she? Oh, bless her. So we got loaded up. The beans in the truck. And we're heading on out. We're heading camping. So like I say, change of hats.
Going to the ocean?
Going to the ocean.
Going to the rainforest.
Rainforest. There we go. Mum's got it all planned. I'm just following along. Passenger time. You have a good day. I hope you enjoyed the trip. Catch you all later. Bye, Bean. Bye.